What's up guys, welcome to the first installment of Monday Gunday. We're going to be doing some shorter reviews on, you guessed it, guns. And today we're going to start with the venerable Glock 19. So the original Glock 19 came out in 1988 after the Glock 17 was developed by Gaston Glock. It has evolved throughout the years through a couple generations to what we now have, the Gen 5 in 2017. It's been adopted by many armed forces, including Army SF, the CIA, FBI, SOCOM calls it the Mark 27. Our friends across the pond, the British, they call it the L131A1. The Marines call it the M007, but we all know it as the Glock 19. It's chambered in 9mm, 9x19, has an overall length of 7.28 inches, a height of 5.04 inches, a width of 1.34 inches. It has a 4.02 inch barrel with a 1-in-9 twist rate. The trigger weight is anywhere between 5 to 6.5 pounds. It varies. Glock aren't known for their triggers really. The Gen 5 is pretty decent though in my opinion. It has polymer sights, but the one we have here comes with the metal night sights. And it weighs unloaded 23.99 ounces. All right guys, we're here at the range, specifically the Armory down in Salt Lake. Big thanks to those guys for letting us use their range. But we're gonna be doing 3 pretty simple drills with the Glock 19 to just look for a few metrics that we're gonna be basing our review off of. The first drill is just gonna be a classic 7-yard bill drill. And some of the things that we're looking for in the gun when we run that drill are the ergonomics, specifically how well you can maintain your grip throughout that string of fire. We're looking at the bore axis to see how controllable that recoil is. So those are the main things we're looking for in the bill drill. Then we're gonna move to a 3R3. And what we're looking for in that drill is, also at 7 yards, sorry. What we're looking for in that drill is the ergonomics of the reload, mainly the mag release, the mag well, and the slide release. How easy are those to manipulate? And then we're gonna move back to 10 yards and just do a simple accuracy drill, a 10-yard B8, 10 rounds, no time. What we're looking for there is how accurate are the sights. Basically, we're just testing the accuracy. We're gonna try and go as slow as possible. Oh, we're also testing the trigger, I should mention, back to the bill drill. We're looking for trigger reset to see how fast that is, but we'll also see how the trigger performs when we're going for accuracy. Obviously, a crispier trigger will help you make a better group. So those are gonna be some of the things that we'll be judging the gun on throughout those drills. All right, so we're gonna start out with the bill drill. Obviously, we are drawing from a Tier 1 Concealed Axis Elite, best holsters out there. All right, this is gonna be the bill drill at 7 yards. We're gonna go for, we're just, like I said earlier, we're looking for trigger reset, ergonomics, maintaining your grip, and recoil control based on the bore axis. All right, here we go. All right, so not the best purchase. That was a 257. Looks clean. I'm gonna run one more, see if I can get a better purchase. There's a 211. Let's go check those hits real quick. Got one liner there, but I think that's pretty good for not having shot that gun in a long time. Okay, now we're gonna do the 3R3. We're looking for ergonomics in the mag release, the mag well, and the slide release, just to see how well that facilitates a smooth reload. Also at 7 yards, going for A-zone. So that one wasn't ideal, that was a 503. One of the things that I'm not a huge fan of, but there is an aftermarket fix for, is this little section right here. And that is right where I got caught up on that reload. I'm trying to think of the company, but it's called, I think they call it like the mag plug or something, but it's just a grip plug, yeah, grip plug. It's just a little 3D printed piece that clicks into there, and it basically makes it just a little ramp, and it does help reloads a lot. So I'm gonna do one more. 3R3 and see if I can fix that little hang up. But that one was all clean. There we go. That was a 421. Let's go look at those hits real quick. So all those were well within the target.
A zone.
A zone. All right, guys, we're here at 10 yards. We got a clean B8 up. Now we're just gonna focus on accuracy. We're not going for time. And what we're looking for here is how crisp is that trigger? How clean are we able to break that at distance? Kind of distance. This isn't super far, but it's still challenging with iron sights. We're looking at how crisp the sights are and our ability to sharpen in, do front sight focus and target focus, and see how tight of a group or what we can score on this B8. So let's go for it. Let's go check that out. I don't think I have any flyers. It's all in the black. Ooh, down one, almost 100.
99.
99. But yeah, I probably could have done a little bit better. That section of the range isn't as well lit as the rest, so that hard front sight focus was a little bit hard. But all in all, I think that's an acceptable group for iron sights at 10 yards. But let's go back to the gun desk and we'll go over and tally our score for the old Glock 19. All right, guys, we're back in the armory and we're gonna go over our scoring structure for future reviews and this one. So we have 10 points that we're going to cover, and each one of those points is worth 10 points. So the gun will be scored out of 100. Remember, this is just our opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but we think it's pretty good. We're going to start with cost, and we're just going to go over what the average cost of the particular gun is going to be. The ergonomics, the trigger, we're looking for like its crispiness, how quick the reset is, stuff like that. Bore axis, just because that plays a factor in recoil control. We'll go over the sights, how easy they are to pick up during your initial presentation and how accurate they are. We're going to go over aftermarket support. So, you know, aftermarket support is important if you want to add some performance enhancing features to your gun. Capacity, obviously that's a huge one if you're going to be carrying your gun. Serviceability, how easy is it to field strip and clean, or how many tools do you need to do that? Value, what does it come with? There's a lot of guns out there that don't come with a lot, and there's a lot that come with a ton of stuff, so you're obviously getting a better value when you buy that gun. And cool factor, you're lying to yourself if that doesn't play a factor in every gun purchase you've ever made. So that's obvious one. So starting off with cost, the Glock 19 is a really affordable handgun. You're gonna find them new, specifically a Gen 5, for around $550 to $650 depending on which one you get. You can get the FS that comes with their MOS optics ready system, and that's gonna be on the higher end. But if you just get a normal one like this, just a bare Gen 5 19 is probably going to be around $550 to $570, and you can find them used for a lot cheaper than that. So we gave it an 8 on cost because it's pretty affordable. Next up is ergonomics. That one, we didn't think it scored very well. We gave it a 5 just for some obvious reasons. Lots of people make fun of Glocks because they call them blocky and square, but it all comes down to training. You could learn to shoot a brick really well if you trained with it long enough. So a lot of people do. I love Glocks and I shoot them well, but there are more ergonomically comfortable pistols out there. Moving along to trigger, we gave it a 5. It's not the best trigger in a striker fired handgun, but it's also not the worst. The Gen 5 did make some small improvements. They also just released a competition trigger, which we haven't tested yet, but we will be testing it on the channel hopefully soon. You may have noticed that I changed shirts. That's because I forgot to mention the bore axis on the Glock 19 Gen 5. And I gave it an 8 because if you've shot Glocks, you know how low the bore axis is, and it's very good for mitigating recoil and keeping a good controlled flat gun. So we went with an 8. Sights, everyone knows that your stock Glock sights are not very good. They're most of the time they're plastic. This one does come with the nicer metal tritium night sights, which are a little bit better, but we're going to be basing it off the plastic sights that most Glocks come with, so we gave it a 3. They're just not the best. They're kind of small. They don't have any tritium or fiber optic in them, so. But luckily, moving along to aftermarket support, there are tons of accessories for Glocks. We gave that a 10 for very obvious reasons. It's probably the most supported handgun in the aftermarket arena. And you can also upgrade the sights to some really nice ones. There's Combat Precision, there's Dawson's, there's Zev's, tons of good sights that give you a really bright front fiber optic sight and a very crisp rear sight. And with aftermarket support, we also lump in holsters, and you can obviously find any kind of holster you want for Glock, specifically Tier 1 concealed. We have our whole model line for the Glock 19. You can get anything you want in any color. Next one is capacity, and since the 19 is kind of considered a compact pistol holding 15 rounds with its normal non-extended mag, we gave it a 7. That's pretty average for your compact pistols. Serviceability, we give it a 9 because you can take them down super easy with minimal tools just for a normal field strip, but after that, all you need is a punch and you can take it down the rest of the way. So we give that one a 9. It's very easy to field strip, clean, and take down with minimal tools. Moving along to value, we give it a 7. It comes with a few different accessories. Normally, your Glocks will come with 3 mags. They'll come with it's not really a speed loader, but it's like a loading assist, just a little plastic piece that helps you push down the round under it. It also comes with a cleaning rod and a brush, a decent case. They're not amazing. If you've bought Glocks before, you know what I'm talking about. They come with one of those cheap trigger locks that every gun comes with. We give it a value of 7, just considering it is on the kind of cheaper end for handguns and you get a good amount of mags, but we think that works. And to top it off, cool factor. This one's just gonna be my own opinion. I love Glocks. I think reliability is cool, so I give it an 8. There are some other like cooler pistols that you can get for clout, but you can build out a really cool Glock, but I think it's really cool if you can burn it down with a stock Glock. I shot a stock Glock for a long time, and I've really grown to love them. So we give the cool factor an 8. Well, I give the cool factor an 8. We're gonna leave cool factors up to the reviewer in each video. So next up will be Aaron picking a pistol. So with bore axis added in there, that brings the total score to 70. Let us know in the comment section if you think that's a fair score based on our scoring system. Maybe there might be some things you want us to improve on, or let us just know your opinion on the gun. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.